Hello and welcome to day 28 of our December daily draw. Today we're going to be drawing some snowflakes. Now snowflakes may look a little bit intimidating, but no worries, as long as you know how to draw those slanted and straight lines, you are good to go. But before we do get started with our snowflakes, make sure to have that piece of paper and definitely use that pencil because we will be doing some erasing. All right. First thing we're going to do, because today is the 28th of December, we need to draw our box. In the top right corner, and then I'm going to write 28. And you can make those numbers as fancy as you want, or you can keep it simple. All right. Once you're done with your square with your number in it, you're going to still hold on to that pencil, and you're going to draw circles wherever you would like on your paper. They can be big, they can be small, and you can draw as many as you want. I'm going to be sticking with 5 circles today. Now, snowflakes all come in all sorts of different designs. No two snowflakes are the same. So in each of these snowflakes, we need to do some different designs. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be drawing a straight line down the middle of my circle. And then an X. So right now it looks like a beach ball, but since it is December, it's definitely not beach weather. So now I'm just going to add some letter V's. Now whatever I do on one line, I do need to do it on the others. So I'm just going to go around and make sure that what I'm doing on each line, it is all the same. Then I'm going to be drawing some triangles around in each section. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit more to your snowflake, that is totally okay. Maybe you wanted to add some circles right on the tops of those triangles. That's up to you. Just remember, whatever you do on one, you do need to do it to the rest of them. Now for my snowflake, I'm actually going to be erasing the inside right here. So I'll show you with my red marker that I'm erasing this section right here. Now I'll go back and erase those circles, the circle around the snowflake later. Let's move on to our small snowflake. I'm going to draw a circle right in the middle, a line up and down, so it looks like a sideways Pokeball, and across. Now I'm going to do that same thing around each side. And I'll draw those V's again. Remember, whatever you do on the large ones, you need to do around the same area. But you can change them up a little bit for the smaller ones. So for example, I'll just do one small V. And just don't forget each line. Let's go ahead and move on to this one. This one's going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to draw a plus sign in my circle, and then an X. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those V's again. Now you can make some of those V's a little bit longer, you can make them a bit shorter, that's up to you. But I'm just going to go ahead and add those V's around my lines. All right, and there is my V's. I'm actually going to be drawing some upside down V's around those lines. So some of them become regular V's and sideways V's. But there's my second snowflake. If you want to erase the inside right there, you can, but I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to move to my small snowflake here by drawing a circle and a line up and down and across, smaller lines on in between. And I'm just drawing those V's again. And then I'll draw the V's again on the smaller ones. But I'm going to add a circle right there, just to make it a little bit more unique. Now from our last snowflake, I'm going to draw that straight up and down line. And this time I'm just going to add the X. And I'm going to draw some small V's on the top. And then wide V's below. And then I'm just going to add those lines. But I am going to erase this section right here. So I won't need those lines. Now take a look at your snowflakes, see if there's anything maybe you would like to change. Maybe you want to add some more lines or more circles. But when you are done, your picture should look something like this. So here are my snowflakes. If it's a little hard to see, that's because it's in pencil. Now, this is very crucial because we actually don't want to outline the circles around it. If you want to leave the circles there, you can. However, if you want that really nice snowflake effect like that I have here, you're going to end up erasing those circles from earlier. So instead of just going through those tiny lines and erasing, we'll just take our eraser and erase right over it. Now you can choose any color you want for your snowflakes, but I'm going to be using different shades of blue. So I've got light blue, dark blue, and I've got this turquoise right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my dark blue, and I'm going to outline my box. And fill in that number. Now again, you can make it as fancy as you want or as simple as you want. Now I like sticking to the same colors before excuse me, moving on. So I'm just going to use my blue to outline those lines. Now again, make sure you don't outline around this, that circle, unless you've got the small circle in the middle there. But we'll just take our time outlining those lines. Now Sharpie is also super useful for this just because Sharpie tends to not smear as much as marker does. So if you have different colored Sharpies, you can also use those as well. All right, so there are my first snowflakes. Now I'm going to be switching to my turquoise. I'm going to color this one here. Now remember, don't outline around the circle. But I'm just going to go ahead and outline those lines. Still getting as close as I can to those lines, making sure I'm not missing a single one. And remember, whatever you did on one side, you're doing it on the other. All right, so there's my second snowflake. I'm going to switch to my light blue. And I'm just going to outline those lines as well. We're almost done with our picture. Again, you could use any shade of blue you like. You could use any colors also. So once again, I'm still making sure that I have not outlined my circles. And if you want to, you can also always go back and add any little special details that you would like to. I'm just going to add a little bit here and there. All right. Now I'm going to be moving on to my final snowflake. And I'm just outlining those lines. If you need to pause the video because you're still outlining, you can go ahead and do so. I'm just going to add some extra dots here and there. Just to make it a little bit more, kind of like they're sparkly almost. Right here too. So when you are done outlining, just take that moment, add any dots that you would like to, just to make your snowflakes a little bit more unique. For example, I think this one could use a little bit more sparkle to it, so I'm just going to take my blue and add some big circles on the ends. And smaller circles there. All right, and I think I'll also add just a small one on each of these little ones. Now, when you are done, you're just going to go ahead, put your markers away. Now, this is where it's important that you wait for your picture to dry, especially if you did use those markers. But you are going to take your eraser and erase any of those pencil lines that you may see, especially from the circle, because we don't want to see that circle anymore. So I'm just taking that time, carefully erasing so I don't see them anymore. Almost done erasing. Now also, this is an optional step, you don't have to do this, but if you want to add some small little twinkle dots here and there, you can do that as well by just making some dots. So it looks like there's snowflakes from farther away. And you can use all sorts of different blues. So I've got light blue here as well. And I really like this turquoise too. So I'm going to make sure to get some turquoise snowflakes in there as well. Just so it looks a little bit more like a winter wonderland. All right, so when you are done with that, you can leave it like this, Or you could also take a light blue chalk pastel and just pinch and pull over your picture, just to make sure it looks a little bit more like it is outdoors. When you're done, make sure to put your chalk pastel away and blend that light blue in the background. But again, you can leave it white behind if you would like to, or you can go ahead and add that light blue. You could also use regular blue. And there are our snowflakes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun drawing these snowflakes, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.